Anansi. The name itself conjures images of cunning, of wit, of a mind that weaves tales as intricate as a spider's web. Anansi is not just a character, he is a symbol, a representation of the human spirit's ability to navigate the complexities of life with intelligence and creativity. This is no ordinary spider. This is Anansi, the trickster god of West African folklore, born from the Ashanti people of Ghana. The Ashanti, known for their rich cultural heritage, have passed down the stories of Anansi through generations, ensuring that his legacy remains alive and vibrant. He is more than just a spider, though he may take that shape. Anansi embodies the essence of transformation, showing us that appearances can be deceiving, and that true power often lies beneath the surface. Anansi is a spirit, a god, a force of nature all rolled into one. He is a master of disguise, a being who can shift forms and adapt to any situation, teaching us the importance of flexibility and resilience in the face of challenges. Anansi's origins are shrouded in the mists of time, passed down through generations in oral traditions. These stories told by elders around the fire are more than just tales. They are the threads that weave the fabric of the community, connecting the past with the present. He is often depicted as a spider, small and unassuming, yet capable of great feats of cunning and intelligence. Anansi's small size belies his immense influence, reminding us that even the smallest among us can make a significant impact. His stories, vibrant and full of life, teach valuable lessons about morality, the consequences of greed, and the importance of using your wits to overcome adversity. These tales are not just for entertainment, they are educational tools that impart wisdom and ethical guidance to the listeners. To the Ashanti people, Anansi is more than just a character in a story. He is a cultural touchstone. His presence is felt in every aspect of their lives, from the stories they tell to the values they uphold. He represents the triumph of the underdog, the power of wit over brute strength, and the importance of storytelling itself. Anansi's tales celebrate the cleverness and resourcefulness that allow individuals to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. His tales are not just entertainment, they are lessons, warnings, and celebrations of life itself. Through Anansi's adventures, listeners learn about the complexities of human nature and the importance of making wise choices. But Anansi's reach extends far beyond the borders of Ghana. His stories have traveled across continents, carried by the African diaspora, and have taken root in new lands, enriching the cultural tapestries of those regions. His stories, carried across the ocean on the winds of change, found new life in the Caribbean and beyond. In these new settings, Anansi's tales have evolved, blending with local traditions and creating a unique fusion of cultural narratives. Anansi's journey is a testament to the enduring power of stories and their ability to connect us across cultures and continents. His tales remind us that no matter where we come from, we are all part of a larger human story, bound together by the threads of our shared experiences and the timeless wisdom of our ancestors. One of Anansi's most famous tales involves a challenge set by the sky god, Nyama. The sky god, known for his wisdom and power, wanted to test Anansi's cleverness and bravery. To prove his worth, Anansi must capture 3 of the most dangerous creatures in the forest, creatures that even the bravest warriors feared. The jaguar with dagger-like teeth, known for its ferocity and unmatched strength. The hornets who sting like wildfire, whose stings could bring down even the mightiest of animals, and the invisible fairy of the forest, a creature so elusive that many doubted its existence. Each creature presents a unique challenge, a test of Anansi's cunning and wit. The forest itself seemed to whisper tales of these creatures' might and mystery. Faced with the fearsome jaguar, Anansi uses trickery rather than force. He knew that brute strength would not win this battle. He flatters the jaguar, praising its strength and beauty, until the proud creature agrees to be tied up, just to prove how easily it could break free. Anansi's words were like honey, sweet and irresistible. With the jaguar bound, Anansi easily claims his first prize. The forest seemed to hold its breath, amazed at Anansi's cleverness. Next, he confronts the hornets, buzzing angrily in their nest. Their stings were feared by all. But Anansi had a plan. Anansi, using his intelligence, drops a gourd of water into the nest, tricking the hornets into thinking it's raining. The sound of the water splashing was like a sudden storm. Believing their nest to be flooded, the hornets fly out, allowing Anansi to capture them. His gourd became a prison for the furious insects. The invisible fairy, however, proves to be a more difficult challenge. Its very nature made it almost impossible to find. But Anansi, ever resourceful, devises a plan. He knew that patience and observation were his greatest allies. He scatters ashes on the ground and pretends to sleep. The forest was silent, watching and waiting. Curious, the fairy approaches and, unable to resist the temptation, touches Anansi with her invisible hand, leaving a telltale mark in the ashes. The mark was like a signature, revealing her presence. Anansi seizes the fairy, completing his final task. The forest echoed with the tale of Anansi's triumph, a story of wit and wisdom that would be told for generations. Anansi's journey didn't end in the heart of Africa. As the transatlantic slave trade tore people from their homes, Anansi's stories traveled with them. On slave ships where hope seemed lost, Anansi's tales offered a glimmer of light in the darkness. His stories, whispered from one person to another, became a source of comfort and resistance. Anansi's cunning, his ability to outsmart those more powerful, resonated deeply with enslaved Africans. He represented the hope that they too could overcome their oppressors, not with brute force, but with intelligence and resilience. His stories became a way to preserve their culture, their history, in the face of unimaginable cruelty. In the Americas, Anansi's stories took root in new soil, blending with the traditions of the Caribbean and African American communities. Anansi became a symbol of resistance, of cultural survival, his tales a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. He was a reminder of home, of a past that could not be erased. Section 4. Shifting Shadows. The meaning behind Anansi's many forms. Anansi is a master of disguise, as changeable as the very stories he inhabits. He can be a spider, small and unassuming, or he can take on the form of a man, a bird, or even the wind itself. This ability to shapeshift is central to his character, reflecting his fluid nature and his mastery of trickery. Anansi's transformations are never merely cosmetic. They are symbolic, reflecting the adaptability and resilience that are essential for survival. When he changes shape, he is not simply changing his appearance, he is adapting to his environment, using his cunning to outwit his opponents and overcome obstacles. His shape-shifting also speaks to the duality of his nature. He is both trickster and wise man, both selfish and compassionate. Like the spider that spins both webs to trap and silk to protect, Anansi embodies the complexities of human nature. Section 5. The Pot of Wisdom, a tale of knowledge and its price. One of Anansi's most enduring tales is the story of how he collected all the wisdom in the world. This tale has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding a layer of depth and meaning. In this story, Anansi sets out to hoard all the world's wisdom in a clay pot. He believes that by doing so, he will become the wisest and most powerful being. He travels far and wide, gathering every bit of knowledge he can find. His journey takes him through dense forests, across vast savannas, and into bustling villages. He learns from the elders, from nature, from his own mistakes. Each piece of wisdom he collects is carefully placed into his clay pot, which grows heavier with each passing day. Finally, with his pot full, Anansi decides to hide it at the top of a tall tree. He believes that by keeping it out of reach, he will safeguard his treasure from others. But the pot, heavy with the weight of all that wisdom, makes it difficult for Anansi to climb. He struggles, slipping and nearly falling as the burden of his knowledge weighs him down. As he struggles, his son, Ntikuma, approaches and offers a simple solution. Carry the pot under his arm. Ntikuma's suggestion is so straightforward that Anansi is taken aback. Anansi, humbled, realizes that true wisdom lies not just in accumulating knowledge, but also in knowing when to listen to others. He understands that even the simplest advice can hold great value. This tale speaks to the importance of humility and the dangers of arrogance. It teaches us that no matter how much we know, there is always more to learn from those around us. It reminds us that knowledge, when hoarded, loses its power. The pot, once a symbol of Anansi's wisdom, becomes empty and meaningless when kept to himself. True wisdom lies in sharing what we know, in learning from others, and in recognizing that even the cleverest among us can benefit from a different perspective. This story encourages us to be open, to share, and to grow together as a community. Section 6, Anansi's Echo, a legacy of stories and their meaning today. Anansi's stories, passed down through generations, continue to resonate in the modern world. His tales, once whispered in the shadows, are now told in classrooms, in books, and on stages around the world. His legacy extends beyond folklore. It is woven into the fabric of literature, music, and art. Anansi's enduring appeal lies in his ability to connect with us on a human level. His flaws, his cunning, his humor, and his wisdom reflect the complexities of our own nature. His stories remind us that even in the face of adversity, even when confronted with seemingly insurmountable challenges, there is always room for creativity, for resilience, for hope. In a world often defined by division and uncertainty, Anansi's stories offer a powerful message of unity and understanding. They remind us of the importance of storytelling, of sharing our experiences, and of learning from each other. As long as we continue to tell his tales, Anansi's legacy of wisdom, cunning, and the enduring power of stories will live on.